So now that you've worked on IXL for 10 minutes and hopefully mastered this topic about determining if the point is a solution to the system, we're going to go ahead and graph two problems, numbers 3 and 4, and you'll turn these notes in for points. So number 3 says graph the system and give two ordered pairs that are solutions and two that are not solutions. So we're going to quickly review the steps to graphing an inequality. This is straight from section 6.5. The first step is to make sure your line is in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. Your second step is to determine if you need to draw a solid or dashed line. And your third step is to test a point. Remember, most times it's 0.00. There are some times when you have to choose a different point. So these steps are straight from section 6.5. We are going to use colors, so please make sure that you choose colors, the same colors that I am choosing. So our first inequality we'll do in blue, and our second one we'll do in green. So the first inequality, is it in slope-intercept form? Yes, it is. You can put a 1 in there for the slope if that helps you. So let's go ahead and graph. I always start at my y-intercept, which is 1. And my slope is 1, which means I rise 1, run 1. And I plot every single point. Now I have to determine if I'm going to draw a solid or dashed line through all those points. Because of my inequality being less than or equal to, it will be a solid line. Please make sure you use your laser beam. Now I'm going to test the point 0, 0. Well, let's see if I can use 0, 0. And I can. So I will substitute 0 in for y and for x. So 0 is less than or equal to 0 plus 1. 0 is less than or equal to 1. Is that true? Absolutely. So then I'm going to change to my blue highlighter and highlight through the point 0, 0. So my shading and all my solutions for my blue inequality are down below the line. After you have that done, let's move to the green inequality. So y is greater than 2. We can rewrite this into slope-intercept form and write it as y is, well, if there's no x term, that means my slope has to be 0 plus 2. Now I can go ahead and graph this inequality. 2 is my y-intercept. And if my slope is 0, that means I rise 0, run 1. So rise 0, run 1. Rise 0, run 1. And I then graph a horizontal line. After I have my points plotted, I determine if it's a solid or a dashed line. This is a dashed line. And so you can just draw a dashed line on top of those points. And there's your line. I can also test point 0, 0. Again, I'm working in green because I'm pretending my blue inequality doesn't exist right now. I'm just focused on my green. And I can test the point 0, 0. So 0 is greater than 0 times 0 plus 2. Is 0 greater than 2? Yes, it is. No, it's not. I'm confusing myself. No, it's not. 0 is not greater than 2. So therefore, my shading does not go through that point, and my shading is above. Change to green, please. And the reason we're using the colors is because we're talking in this section about the solution to the system. Notice where my shading overlaps. Please choose a third color, and I want you to circle. Those are the solutions to the system. Please write that in. Where the shading overlaps are the solutions to the system. If you were to plug in any of these ordered pairs, they would be true statements for both. So we need to come up with 2 solutions and 2 non-solutions. Go ahead, pause the video, come up with 2 solutions, and please plot your points. All right, hopefully you have 2 solutions. As long as they lie in that double shaded region, they are solutions. And 2 non-solutions, we'll keep it with pink, but I'll do it as X's, right? This point right here, 6, -4, only works for one of the inequalities, so it's not a solution to the system. And 0, 0, again, was not a solution to the system. It's not in that double shaded region. So there's number 3, graphing and identifying solutions and non-solutions to a system of inequalities. We'll do the same thing for number 4. Again, we're going to choose 2 colors. I'll choose orange for the first inequality, and let's choose purple for the second inequality. Choose the same colors, please. I want to look to see, are my inequalities in slope-intercept form? My orange inequality is in slope-intercept form. I can write a 1 for the slope and then 2 pencil mark trick the y-intercept. But my purple inequality is not. So we need to rearrange that so it's in slope-intercept form. Go ahead, pause the video, try to rearrange it on your own, and then come back and check your work with me. All right. So in order to rearrange, I'm going to subtract the 3x from both sides and sneak it in. Remember, sneaky, sneaky. So I have 6y is less than or equal to -3x plus 12. And I still need to get y completely by itself. I will divide both sides, or all the sides, by 6. So y is less than or equal to, now we can reduce this. Hopefully you caught this, to -1/2 x plus 2. So this is the inequality I will be graphing. Let's start there. It doesn't matter which inequality you graph first, as long as both are on the coordinate plane when you determine your solutions. Go ahead, identify the y-intercept and the slope, hit pause, graph the inequality, and check it with my work. Hopefully you've taken some time to graph the inequality. You start off at 2, and then you go down 1, right 1 to graph the slope of -1/2. It is indeed a solid line because of the inequality symbol, and you can test the point 0, 0. So I'll plug it in. 0 is less than or equal to -1/2 times 0 plus 2. Is 0 less than or equal to 2? Yes, it is true, which means my solutions go through my point 0, 0. Now it's time to graph my orange inequality. Go ahead, hit pause, and graph the orange inequality and check your work with mine. Hopefully you've had a chance to graph it. I'm going to start off at my y-intercept of -7, and my slope is 1. I will be using a dashed line and now I will determine where my solutions are. I can once again check the point 0, 0. I'll substitute it. 0 is greater than 1 times 0 plus -7. So is 0 greater than -7? Yes, it is. So my solutions go through my point 0, 0. And you can easily see, using these two colors, where the solutions to the system are. Again, choose that third color and label your solutions to the system, where the shading overlaps. You'll pick 2 points that are solutions and 2 points that are non-solutions. Plot them on your graph so you can see. I'm going to choose 0, 0. That's a solution. It was true for both of my inequalities. I'll also choose -2, 0. Again, there are many correct answers for this. Non-solutions are either in the purple only, the orange only, or the white. So 10, 0 is a non-solution, and 6, -4 is a non-solution. So now it's time for you to turn these notes in to Canvas, where I have 6 notes submit here. Please turn these notes in. The assignment is named 6 notes from 3-1 and 3-2, meaning March 1st and March 2nd. And then it's time for you to work on your homework. Your homework is the first page, numbers 1 through 5. Please note that on numbers 1, 2, and 3, you do not need to have these in slope-intercept form in order to test a point. And I also want you to note that number 5, your x is less than 3. This will be a vertical line. All right, get started on your homework and go ahead and submit that due on Wednesday. Have a great day, and please email me